I'm Roger Dewey. I live on the North Shore of Crystal Lake for 21 years now, full-time, although I've been coming here since the early 1970s after I married my wife, Helen. I'm the president of the Friends of the Library Board. I have been also on the board of the Mills Community House in the past, but I had to resign that when my wife got sick with her final cancer. So I've been very active in local affairs. I was also on the board of Point Betsy Lighthouse for 10 years as well during the major period of the restoration of the lighthouse. My wife was a professional librarian in Virginia outside of Washington, D.C., where I was stationed and then stayed after I retired from the Navy. And she loved her job. Fairfax County is the antithesis of Benzie County. There are 100,000 kids in the school system. There are 22 branches, and her branch alone loaned more objects than all of the Traverse Area District Library branches have in a single year. Their branch loaned over 1 million items in a single year, and she just loved it. It was sort of the ideal position for her and her background. She was naturally drawn to the library, and I've been using libraries since I was probably 3. So I followed her into the library, and then she figured out how to drag me into the Friends of the Library Board, and it kind of stuck. And I have found that people in the library community are some of the more friendly and open people that you can ever meet. So it's a good group to be involved with. We started obviously coming to the library as soon as we started coming up here in the summer, because you have to have books to read when you're up here in the summer. But I think when we started having our 2 daughters come to the library as well, when they were old enough to start reading or to be read to, that's when we really started coming into this little library. And it was compared to Fairfax County, Virginia, it was so quaint, and the people were so personable. And that's, I think, the major difference that you find here in Benzie County between people around here and people from a big city, a metropolitan area that we came from, is that everyone's on a first name basis. If you're here for a while, then you know everybody and everybody knows you, and the culture is personal and personable. And if you go into the librarian already knows what your kids want to read, so she points them in the right direction. And I'm lucky because my wife could find the books that I wanted to read because she knew what I wanted to read. But in other places, the librarians who get to know you still really don't know what your interests are. So the individualism and the personal nature of it is what drew me in. I came from 20 years in the Navy, moving around mostly to major metropolitan areas where, if you were lucky, you knew the neighbor 2 houses away from your house on either side, and maybe the one behind your house, and pretty much nobody else on your street. And your associations were with people in your squadron or your ship, and those people you lived, worked, ate, slept with, so you knew them very personally, but you didn't have that personal connection outside of work. And here, I'm not working, so I have the personal connections with people that I know and like all around the community. It's a different mindset. Having the Friends organization be so involved in helping the library. We're a small county. The funding for the library is always insufficient. So what the Friends can do is provide the things that the little extras that the library board can't because of the limited taxation and the limited grants and so on, the sources of income for the library itself. So we can provide the little extras that kind of make the difference. If they need some work for the puppet stage, or some chairs for the children's room, or some books that go beyond the library's book budget that they really need for kids for summer reading, we can provide that. And I think people in the community see that there's a value in that, so they contribute to the Friends as a 501c3, and that gives that little extra that just sort of gets the library over the top and makes it special. My older daughter started reading at age 3, and my younger daughter, who is 4 years younger, started reading at about age 4. So I think when we brought them into one of the earlier summer reading programs, and they just had a blast. Just seeing how happy that made them, I think was probably one of the best times I've ever seen in a library. Well, one of my earliest memories of the Mills, as I said, because we started coming here in the early '70s, just for summer vacation, is there used to be this upper level wasn't really open to the public very much, but there used to be gatherings in the lower level where the Strawberry Social's going on, and they would have informal concerts down there. And one that sticks in my mind greatly is a concert by Sally Rogers, who is a singer of local note, but has national credentials. And she came and gave a concert down in the lower level, which is a very intimate setting for a concert. You can only pack about 50 or 60 or 70 people down there. And she did one of her signature songs, Lovely Agnes, which is about her grandmother coming across Lake Michigan and settling on this side of a lake and providing or starting an orchard. It's a pretty lovely song about coming from Wisconsin to Michigan. And that I can see that in my mind's eye, sitting around 10 or 15 feet away from her with her guitar singing solo in the basement of the Mills. I hope it's still here going strong the way it is now in 100 years because, well, A, I like history, and I think there's a whole lot of history associated with this, but B, more importantly, it's providing a center for the community to gravitate towards. And it provides some cohesiveness in the community where people can gather for whatever cause it is or enjoyment it is. And that provides cohesiveness in the community. Otherwise, we're just another municipality where people live and don't know their neighbors. Here they get to know each other by virtue of coming to the Mills.